All right, guys, we'll go ahead and call the meeting to order. I don't have a gavel, so there we go. We are in session. First item that we on the agenda will be swearing in of new members. Andrew.
Thank you, Blake. Mr. Burcham, if you'll please raise your right hand, I'll read you the oath, okay?
Okay.
Do you, B.J. Burcham, solemnly swear that you will support the Constitution of the United States and the Constitution of this Commonwealth and be faithful and true to the Commonwealth of Kentucky so long as you continue to be a citizen thereof, and that you will faithfully execute to the best of your ability the office of member of the Planning Commission of the City of Ashland, Kentucky, according to the law, and that you do further solemnly swear that since the adoption of the present Constitution, you, being a citizen of this state, have not fought a duel with deadly weapons within this state, nor out of it, nor have you sent nor accepted a challenge to fight a duel with deadly weapons, nor have you acted as second in carrying a challenge, nor aided nor assisted any person thus offending, so help you God.
I do.
Congratulations, you're a member of the Ashland Planning Commission. Thank you for serving.
Welcome, BJ.
Thanks.
Next item on the agenda is Pledge of Allegiance. Are we still doing that?
We can, or I mean, if you want to forego it, I mean, I think we can all stand and recite.
All right, let's do it.
All right.
I pledge of allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation under God, indivisible, liberty and justice for all. All right, next item on the agenda, we need to, with the passing of Mr. Powers, who is the longstanding chairman, today during meeting we need to elect a new chairman and vice chairman. So at this time we'll entertain a motion for a new chairman.
So what we need to technically have is a nomination from the existing board right now for a new chairman, and then you all will do a roll call vote on that. So is there any nomination? Yes.
Yeah, I nominate Blake.
Okay. We have a nomination.
I thought it'd be good.
We have a nomination. We've got a nomination. Is there a second?
I second.
Okay. Catherine, are you there to do it? Can you do the roll call vote, please?
DJ will.
Okay. DJ, go ahead.
Okay, we're going to start roll call. BJ.
Here.
We're
voting
asking
yes
you
or
to
no
vote.
on the nomination.
Oh, we're doing a roll call. I'm sorry. Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay. Loretta Payne.
Here.
It'd be yes or no.
Yes.
Okay. Travis Womack.
Yes.
Okay. And I believe that would be it. Is that correct, Andrew? Because Blake couldn't vote.
That is correct.
Blake, I assume you accept the nomination.
I do. I accept.
Congratulations. I would
thanks,
suggest,
guys.
Blake, I would suggest, given that we've got somewhat limited participation today, that we perhaps table the vice chair and then wait for wait till we have a few more folks. We've got some other folks, I believe, to swear in, Catherine, right?
At least
Yes,
one
we
other,
do.
yes, and then there are a few members that weren't able to attend today that are already sworn members. But yes, we do have more members of the board.
I'd suggest
Andrew,
that
I agree completely with your recommendation.
if we could have a motion from someone who's not the chair to that effect.
I make a motion.
Okay. And is there a second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Very good. So that motion will pass. So Catherine, next time we meet, let's put that on there.
Okay.
Okay. Blake, I'll turn it back over to you. Thank you, guys.
Yep. Thank you, Andrew. Next item on the agenda is the approval of the last meeting, the minutes of the last meeting. So need a motion to accept those meeting minutes, or are there any changes, additions, incorrect statements?
I so move that we accept them.
Do we have a second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Aye. All right, meeting minutes are approved. New business. Do we have anyone public speaking today on the call? We need to do the oath.
The applicant is on the call.
Okay, just making sure. If the applicant,
Yes.
which I can't see, if they could stand and raise their right hand, or just raise your right hand and repeat after me. All persons giving testimony, please stand and raise your right hand. I hereby affirm that the testimony I am about to give is the truth to the best of my knowledge.
Yes.
Thank you. Our next item on the agenda is 6A, request to rezone the property located at 1116 Bath Avenue from R4, multi-single family residential / high density, to B2 general business. Is there discussion on the matter?
I'm trying to get my PowerPoint loaded so that I can give you a little bit more information about this request. And then, of course, I will, if you have any questions of the applicant, we can do that. But I would like to detail the request for you. I'm just trying to get my PowerPoint shared. It's loading right now. Give me 1 second. Okay, can everybody see that?
Yes.
Okay. So this is a request from Mead Realty for the location at 1116 Bath Avenue, as Blake just mentioned, to rezone this from R4 residential to B2 general business. So a little background on this property. The site plan that I'm showing you is actually the site plan that was provided for the new car wash that has been built right there at the corner of Montgomery and MLK. So what is interesting about the subject property that the application is for is, and let me pull this map up. So if you see the light blue outline there, you can see that that property, a portion of it was already zoned business. That was before my time. I don't know why the outline was drawn that way, but essentially the backyard of this property was already zoned commercial. And what happened when the car wash developer came in, they realized that they needed a little bit more property to create the access into the car wash itself. So the car wash operator purchased this property, subdivided it, and that's what I was showing in this previous slide. They subdivided that portion that was already zoned business and combined it with their new car wash lot, which then left the remainder of this property, of which a house is sitting on it. And the Meads purchased this property from that developer and would like to use it for business purposes. This is the house that sits there presently. This is east of that house, so that is their dental office that is to the east. That is already zoned business. To the west is the King's Daughters group home. So while it is still zoned residential, it is essentially, you know, a commercial living facility. So it's not a residential home. This is the back of the property. So you can see where the car wash has already taken a portion of that property and included it in theirs. So all that's really left in the back of this house is that little bit of driveway. There's not even enough left for a backyard. And this is north of the property, and you can see the former Town Square Bank where that property owner has moved that building to that location. That parcel is also zoned business. The house directly in front of this house that the Meads purchased, that is zoned residential as well. But so this property is surrounded, at least on the east and south, by a commercial zone. And then, like I said, directly to the west is King's Daughter's home. And I'll actually go back to the zoning map so you can see that a little bit better. So that's sort of the genesis of this application, why it came about. And then if you have any questions of the applicant, you know, you can certainly ask them at this time. That's all I have about the application.
So in essence, they bought the property to extend their property so that it would facilitate vehicles going in and out easier at the car wash.
Correct. That's what the backyard portion was for, that they joined with the car wash lot. Now, as far as the Meads, I know that they wanted this property to facilitate a little bit extra parking for their dental office, and I believe they are wanting to use this house for some, you know, lease it for business or something like that, which Sherry Mead is on the call, and she should be able to speak to that a little bit more.
Yes, Catherine, thank you. Originally, before Town Square had moved and that property sold, we actually had within a contract with them that as long as we were in our building here, that we had access to exit where they had made their entrance to come into when the bank had their ATM and drive-through. So at one time when the Watson's home was there, we had that building behind us, and Town Square bought that Watson's house off of us so that they could open that up and have more parking for them. And that's why they agreed, yes, as long as we were on this property, then we would have that way of exiting for our patients. So when we changed things to assist with the gentleman with the car wash, we elected to give up that so he could place that retaining wall there. With that being said, we needed like a turnabout for office and patients to be able to come in and go back out around on the outside versus having to back out of our parking lot.
Sherry, what are your plans for the building itself?
We are, you know, of course, we are open to, you know, various things. We were thinking if some type of small, you know, business would be interested in it. You know, certainly we're not anticipating anything with like tearing the home down or anything like that. We're still going to be here practicing for a while, and just basically would like to have a small business in there just to assist with rental.
Are there any other further questions or comments?
Yeah, I saw in the previous documentation that there wasn't anybody making any comments from around the area. Is that still true?
Correct. I have not received any written comments. While this meeting is being broadcast, it is not really set up for public comment. So I did put in the notice that if there were any comments or concerns, to directly write those
Do we have any further discussion on the matter?
I think, Sherry, you were saying something before we got cut off. Had you finished your comment?
Yes, pretty much. I was just commenting that we have been at this location with our office since 2001. So, as far as the area neighborhood, it's always been, people have been great to work with. As a matter of fact, I think a lot of people were disappointed that actually live in the neighborhood when the wall was built, because our parking lot was used as access to cut through over to Midtown Shopping Center back and forth in between us and Town Square Bank. But we've tried to retrain everybody as they come into our office as well.
And then the only other thing I wanted to make note of, I didn't think about it earlier, where I said that, so the property is adjacent to commercial zones to the east and the south. Per our comprehensive plan, pretty much that entire region west of 13th Street is identified as suitable for commercial purposes. So if we do approve this rezoning, it is in accordance with the comprehensive plan. And unless there are any other questions, I don't have any other comments.
Okay. Having no further discussion, I'll entertain a motion to approve the changes requested and forward that for final approval to the Ashland City Commission.
I make a motion to approve them.
I second.
All right, we have a motion and a second. All in favor? Aye.
Aye.
All opposed? Motion passes. Catherine, did you want to speak while we're on here? What city commission meeting this will be put to an official final vote?
So my hope is to get it to the commission for this week's meeting on Thursday. This is a bit last minute, of course, where we had to push the meeting from last week. So I'm going to try to get it on, but I cannot confirm, Sherry, that I will be able to. But that is my hope. I'm going to try that this afternoon. Otherwise, it would go to the City Commission on March 11th for first reading.
Okay. Thank you, Catherine.
And actually, Sherry, I mean, if you have no opposition to it, would it be okay if we just sent it to the City Commission on March 11th, or would you prefer me to try for Thursday?
Oh, no. If it's whatever is going to work best is fine.
Okay. But obviously what the Board of Commissioners will be notified of is that the Planning Commission held a public hearing, heard the case, and has recommended approval of this rezoning. So that is what will go before the City Commission, and then they will make a final determination of whether they agree or disagree with the Planning Commission.
Okay.
And then we'll have an ordinance drafted to actually change that zone if they do agree.
Okay.
So then I will likely, just to save headache on our city clerk, I will probably just have her send this up for their March 11th meeting.
Okay, that'll be fine.
Thank you very much.
Mm-hmm.
Do we have any other business?
I know, Andrew, we've talked about it a couple of times. And Sherry, if you want to log off, you can.
Okay.
Thank you very much.
Thank you, and I appreciate it. And then I wanted to confirm on that March 11th appointment, is that something that either myself or Jeff need to be present for?
You don't need to, but it is my understanding that I believe, well, I can't say that. You don't need to, but I'll stay in communication with you and let you know if it will be open to the public, and if you want to attend, you certainly can.
Okay. And if that were the case, what time is that meeting?
That one would be at noon.
At noon. Okay. Okay, great.
I'll keep you updated and let you know.
That sounds great. Okay, thank you, everyone, and I'm going to go ahead and log off.
Thank you.
Thanks, Sherry.
Bye.
So I was just going to say, I know Andrew has brought it up a couple of times, and I think he wanted to broach it at this meeting, but this may be another thing that we want to wait until we have more members. But to entertain the idea of maybe changing the time of the meeting, it seems like 2 o'clock may be difficult for some people to attend. So if you want to just start thinking about that, if noon would work better for you, and maybe at the next meeting that we have, maybe that's something we can consider as changing the time of the meeting.
I think maybe if you are okay with it, we'd put that on the agenda for the next meeting for possible discussion of amending the bylaws. Obviously, you're going to have another new business issue with selecting a vice chair, which is a wise choice. So a couple housekeeping things like that with some new members coming on. We've got some renewals I know that have happened in a new chair. In Mr. Powers' absence. And so I think it may be prudent to discuss it and see what you all want to do. If nothing needs to be changed, nothing needs to be changed. But it's a simple bylaw thing. There's nothing that binds you all to continue having it at 2 o'clock if you'd like to change that to a different time. So just keep that in mind, and any other housekeeping things to potentially amend bylaws. We're always open to feedback from all members.
Thank you, Andrew. That being said, if there's no other business to discuss, I'll entertain a motion to adjourn.
I so
I make a
moved.
motion.
We
I
had
think we had a motion. Do we have a second?
I
We had a
second
dual
this.
motion there. It was all at the same time.
Yeah.
We'll take BJ's motion and Loretta's second.
All right.
Thanks a lot, guys. Meeting adjourned.
Okay.